Okay. Welcome everyone again to the concept of block diagram. So now we will look something a bit different, the methodology to adopt the signal flow graph or to draw the signal flow graph. Okay, for the given block diagram. Okay. So now you have few more steps or some different steps here to draw the signal flow graph for a given block diagram. Okay, this is a bit different. If you look at this diagram, it's a bit different. The method is a bit different as compared to the earlier video lecture. Okay, so the video lecture was with respect to the given equations, and you need to go with for adding the signal flow graph. Okay, now let us see what are the few steps which are necessary to draw the signal flow graph. If you look at this figure here, we have again four steps. The first step is name all the summing points and takeoff points in the block diagram. Okay, so we have done in our previous video lectures also. Okay, we have drawn or we have written or we have labeled, we have given name as S1, we have given for name T1 for the takeoff point. Okay, summing point and summing takeoff point 2. So here whenever you go for transforming your given block diagram into a signal flow graph, you should first label the block diagram. Okay, the label here is nothing but you should show which is the input, which is output, which is takeoff point, which is summing point. Okay, and how many summing points are, if you have more than one summing point, try to represent it by S1, S2, S3, S4. It can be any number. And similarly, if you have any takeoff point, try to represent the takeoff point as T1, T2, T3 and T4. Okay, so the first step here in the transformation is name all the summing points and the takeoff points in the block diagram. Right, this is the question which is given, we have labeled it. Fine. Now the second step is more important. Represent each summing point, each takeoff point by a separate node in the signal flow graph. Okay, so what you should do here is, suppose if you have a takeoff point or a summing point, you should represent this summing point and the takeoff point by a node. By a node in the sense, simple, it's a dot, or simply you need to represent it by a circle in the given signal flow graph like this. This is one, this is your second point. Okay, this is your third circle. Okay, this is fourth. Okay, and here I have one more which is shown as an output. This is the another one, and here I have input, take it as this. So how many points I have taken? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and total 6. Okay, so first you need to name all the points the given diagram, and second point, represent each summing point and the takeoff point by a separate node in the signal flow graph. So I have represented the summing point, takeoff point, input and output by a separate nodes. Okay, what you should do next is connect them by the branches instead of blocks. Simple. What you should do is connect them by branches. Branches in the sense you need to draw a simple line. Okay, you need to draw a simple line like this. This is one line. Okay, by the branches instead of blocks. Instead of blocks, indicate the block transfer function as the gain of the corresponding branch. Okay, so I have joined these two lines, I have joined this line, I have joined this line. Okay, then join this point and this point. Okay, so this is your one line. Okay, so this is nothing but point number 3. So point number 3 says that connect all the points together. This is the first step. So I have simply joined all the dots, all the nodes. After that, you need to represent the block. Okay, now you can see here between a summing point and between the point number T1, you have a block called a G, right? You have a block called as a G1 point. Okay, so what you should do is indicate the block transfer function. Okay, transfer function was here G1, here it is G2, here G3, G4 and H2, here it is H1. So what you should do is you should represent or you should change that block as a gain of the corresponding branch. It means that instead of drawing the block, what you should do is you should simply write it as G1. Where you should write between these two nodes, you should write. Okay, this is G1. Okay, now let me give the name here also. This point was with respect to S1. Okay, and this point was with respect to T1. Okay, and this summing point is represented by S2. Okay, and this was represented by T2. Okay, and this obviously the last point is nothing but your output. Okay, last point is nothing but your output. And what about this? It is nothing but your input. Okay, so first label, second draw the nodes, third go for representation. Okay, so here it was G1 block, simply write a G1 in between the two lines. Here I have G2, write simply as G2. Okay, so between S2 and T2 I have a block of G4, write it as G4. Okay, so here I don't have anything between T2 and the output, you simply write it as 1. Okay, and here between input and S1 I don't have anything, you write the gain will be equal to 1. Okay, so this is nothing but point number 3. And point number 4, show the input and output node separately. So I have shown separate node here for input. You can see for before S1 I have taken one extra node represented for this particular input, and I have taken separate node at the output, that is C of S, or output representing a separate node for them, so that my complete signal flow graph will be done. Okay, then what remains now? What remains now? Now what you should do is check that this S2 or from S2, or you can take it T1. Okay, from T1 there is one line going towards the G3 and it is connected to S2. Okay, and what you should do is you should take one line like this, and like this, connected to S2. And what is the block for here? It is G3. Simply you write here as G3. It is G3. Okay, similarly from T2 there is a line joining for S2 through this transfer function block of H. So what you should do is you should take from T2 and draw join at this particular point, that is S2, where here this particular node, that is S2 node, and represent that particular S2 node of that particular block number or block variable represented by H2 here. Okay, similarly I have H1. So what you can do is from this last node, output node, draw a line like this, and it is connected to S1, means you should simply connect it to S1 and show the arrow mark. Arrow marks plays a very important role because those arrow marks show me the flow of signal, and here you write it as it is H1. Simply write it as H1. So this is how we go for drawing the signal flow graph. I will show you the actual diagram of the signal flow graph here. This is the actual diagram for the given signal flow graph. Just look at carefully with this signal flow graph, how we have represented. So I have taken one extra node represented at input. Okay, this S1, one node, T1 is another node, S2 is the another node. Okay, and this T2 I have taken one more node. For output I have taken at the last part. So label all the names. So input S1, T1, T2, S2, this is T2, and this is my output. After doing that, go for the connection. Between T1 and S2 there is one block. So between T1, start from T1 and just simply connect it to S2 and write the variable as G3 because it is plus. Okay, because it is plus. Then between S1 and T1, what the number variable I have? It is G1. So between S1 and T1, you simply write G1. Okay, similarly from S2 to T2 we have a block called G4. So you write from S2 till T2, right, draw a line and write it as G4. Okay, so this part is done. Then from T2, draw a line and connect it to S2. So you can see in figure 6.13, we have taken from T2 and drawn one line going towards the S2 and represented by minus H2. Why minus? Because for this summation, for this summing point, the sign is represented by minus. So just simply connect it to the minus. Okay. Then similarly, go for the last block representation, that is from the output side. Okay, or taken it from T2 point, draw a line till S1. Okay, you can see in the figure 6.13, from T2 we have drawn till S1 one line. Arrow marks, you just be very careful with the arrow marks. Okay, and represent with a minus sign, because this is minus. If it was plus, we would have written as plus H1, and if this was plus, again we would have written as plus H2. So in this way we go for drawing the signal flow graph for the given block diagram. So you can take any block diagram and simply you can convert your given block diagram into the signal flow graph. Make sure that you add some 2 extra nodes which act as input and which act as output, but whose gain is equal to 1. We can see here, this is input and S1. Between input and S1, I don't have any number here. So therefore, simply you write it as 1. But some block diagrams may have some variables or some numerical number like 2, 3, 4, it can be any number. Then during that scenario, you should write that particular number here. And similarly, at the output side, from T2 to output, we don't have any gain here. Simply you write it as 1. If you have some number, you represent that particular gain here in the signal flow graph. So all the numbers, all this G1, G2, G3, G4, H1 and H2 act as the branch gain. So this is how we transform the given block diagram into the signal flow graph. Okay, thank you.